This is Stilo Mancia, and welcome to Feed the Music. Let's go. Welcome to another episode of Feed the Music. This is your main man, Stilo Mancia, and you already know what it is. Definitely we back at it again, and we are discussing today mobile DJing. And I'm going to give you my perspective on mobile DJing, how I used to feel about it. And right now, to be honest with you, I can tell you that I don't feel about it the way I used to feel about it. And the reason I say that is, for example, when I used to think of mobile DJing, I used to picture this cheesy dude playing cheesy line dances, for these cheesy parties. And I was looking at it from that perspective. And quite frankly, and allow me to apologize, but I had no respect for it at the time because I'm like, I don't want to do that. I'd rather be in the club. I'd rather be main stage somewhere. I want to do that. You see what I'm saying? But as time went on, I started to kind of see a couple things here and there. And then I started looking at it from a greedy point of view, I guess you could say, because I started seeing that, these dudes make money. So I said, since at the time I wanted to put myself in a position to be able to work for myself first and foremost, which entails, which in essence would put me in the perspective to say, well, if I'm working for myself, I create my own hours. I create my own hours. I can go ahead and focus on more production. I can focus on getting more gigs. I can focus on doing these things and still be able to take care of my family and my household, which that was the game plan. And in doing so, I started to realize that mobile DJing is not as easy as that cheesy individual playing line dances. There's more to it. There's more involved. There's a business aspect to it that needs to be understood. Obviously, you want to be able to charge correctly without undercutting anybody, because you don't want to do that. We need to set our standard, obviously. But you want to stay, staying competitive and so on and so forth. And among that, so you have to understand the dynamics of what makes a night for a particular event. A wedding versus a Sweet 16 versus a corporate event versus, a formal event, etc. And obviously, there's even more to that to begin with. But when I looked at it from that perspective, I started to kind of respect it a little bit more, because this is a business, this is an enterprise in a sense, and there's people that have made an amazing living doing this. So I was looking at it like, all right, well, I'm gonna jump in that bandwagon, so to speak. I know how to DJ. Obviously, I've been doing it for years. I understand the appropriate music that you need to play for the appropriate situation. So I'm like, all right, well, you know what? Let's make that happen, and so on and so forth. And again, I learned a lot behind that, because I looked at it, like, all right, well, me looking at it again from that perspective of, here's this cheesy dude playing cheesy line dances, and he's corny looking, and he's just that one dude that I don't want to be, was snobbish. And again, I apologize for that perspective, but that's the way I looked at it. And because again, you don't see that having as much cachet as the individual rocking main stage at EDC, or as that, someone like DJ Vice or rest in peace DJ AM rocking Vegas. You see what I'm saying? That's where you want to be at, making that type of money, but doing that type of thing because it's cooler, quote unquote. But I found a little respect for it, because in doing it, I got with a partner and we decided to do it, and it's been doing pretty well, be post-pandemic. And even now we've been able to gather up a couple things here and there, and of course we're following the right procedures and making sure that we're cautious for ourselves as well as our clients. But overall, I've realized that, that we can incorporate the things that we do normally, that the way I would play in a club, I still can implement that. Obviously, you need to be cautious in basically saying that you're not going to play inappropriate music, because 90% of these events happen to be family oriented, and they happen to be a family a family gathering where people are doing what they're doing, and you got young ones and you got older people and so on and so forth. So you still want to be appropriate, but you can still rock that crowd. You see what I'm saying? And when I realized that you can do that, it started to become fun, and it started to become something like, I can get into this. You know what I'm saying? Looking at individuals like Joe Bunn or Jason Janney or a few others that are out there really making money, really making this into an enterprise, a business, and you say to yourself, oh, damn, well, there is some light at the end of the tunnel. That stuff is kind of cool. You still can go ahead and rock out and do your thing. You don't have to be that cheesy dude. You don't have to be corny. You know what I'm saying? You can still be you. You see what I'm saying? And when I started looking at it from that perspective, I started to realize, like, okay, well, you know what? I can get into this. Now, don't get it twisted. I prefer to be in a club. I prefer to be main stage somewhere. To this day, that's where I'd rather be at, because that's where my atmosphere is at. That's where I'm going to let loose. But on the business aspect, then yeah, again, it pays well. If you're doing your thing and you get the right references and you get the right situations and the right clients, you can actually make a very comfortable living. So I also look at it that perspective as well, because at the end of the day, it's a business that me and my partner, we own it. It's ours. We run it. We can still determine what clients we're going to take, what clients we don't want to take, what gigs we want, what gigs we don't want. And we can still be a little finicky about it, obviously. But it's cool. It's fun. It's fun. I had a good time doing it. There's a few gigs that come to mind that I say to myself, yeah, we had a blast and we rocked out. Because don't get it twisted, man. When it gets, later in the night and then people get them drinks in them, they're ready to turn out. So, or turn up or whatever you want to call it. And so, indeed, you say, yo, it's time to do us. It's time to make it happen the way we know how, the best way we get down. And when you're able to do that, then it's definitely worthwhile. And at the same time, you have some memorable stuff without sounding cheesy. Like we had a couple of anniversary joints that we did, and them anniversaries, when you look at them and you see the couple and you say, yo, these people been together X amount of years and they doing their thing and they here having fun with us and we providing that fun for them tonight. You say to yourself, yo, that's cool. So, it can be commendable to a certain degree. But yeah, I'm gonna be real with you, man. It took a while for me to look at it from that perspective. For me to say, yeah, I want to go ahead and DJ, this girl and this guy's wedding or whatever the case is. Because when you think about it, again, you gotta play, the cha-cha slide and things that for a fact that you would never even consider playing. That it's probably in none of your playlists unless you do this. You don't think you're gonna play that. So yeah, it took a while. For me to adapt to it. But again, it's a good business to be in. You definitely have to understand there's a certain dynamic that you have to follow. You have to go from being able to go, and again, in my area is a little bit different, but in a lot of main cities, when you go to the club, the gear's there. You just got to either bring your USB stick or your laptop and just bring in your stuff and just rock out. Versus now, we got to go ahead and do the the lighting, we do the sound, we got to make sure all that's set up, and it's extra work. A lot of people don't realize how much work it is, and by a lot of people, I mean people that don't DJ, they don't understand what this is. They don't realize that sometimes we got to bring in all sorts of speakers and all that stuff, and then gear and the lighting and the whole entire rig. By the time you're done, man, you're exhausted, and you still haven't even started the night. And then when this is over and everybody's going home drunk or whatever the case is, you got to go and break down. So yeah, there's work involved, but it can be rewarding. You know what I'm saying? Like I was saying before, man. Like before, I honestly didn't respect it, man. I can't lie and BS you and tell you that I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not looking at them like the stars. You ain't looking at them like, you know what I'm saying, yo, that's your favorite DJ, or that's the DJ you look up to, or that's the DJ they made you want to become a DJ. You're looking at it like, oh man, do I want to sit there and have to play, you know what I'm saying, the cha-cha slide or play the Cupid shuffle every 5 minutes because that's what's going to get them going, because that's what they're, whatever. No, and I'm not saying that that's what you got to play to get them going. What I'm saying is, for these type of events, sometimes you do got to play that, they requested, you got to do it. And that's also another thing, you know what I'm saying, we the type of, at least me and a few others that I know, we don't want people making requests. We want to rock out and do our thing and surprise you with the next banger. Not necessarily the hit that's playing, but we trying to play that one joint that you didn't realize we had in our arsenal of music. You know what I'm saying? That we just rocked out and bought you something that's going to bring you some nostalgia, something that's going to get you happy, something that's going to make you dance. We don't want you to request anything, you know what I mean? But with this, you do have requests, especially a format for a wedding. You got the the groom dancing with his wife. You got, the mother daughter dance, or the mother son dance, the father daughter dance. You got all this stuff that sometimes they make requests for, and you got to prepare for it. And sometimes it's not something that you would normally even consider playing. But again, we try to do the best that we do for our clients. Hopefully they enjoy it. Knock on wood. Up until this point, we haven't disappointed anybody. We've been able to, we've had some sticky situations because we've had some growing pains, obviously, and we still have a lot to learn. Don't get it, luckily for me, my partner has a lot more experience with certain things, and he's been a good guide to me, and I've learned a lot from him. And I like to say that he's learned a lot from me as well in certain areas. But when it comes to this stuff, he's been doing it for a while. So he's understood the more private party aspect than I have, because I kind of avoided it for the longest. You know what I mean? But it's fun. It's fun now, and I have a new respect for it. And I'm talking about this with you guys because at the same time, it's like you might be that individual looking at it like, man, I ain't trying to do mobile DJ, no, and you don't have to. By all means, this is not for everybody. I'm gonna be honest with you, it took a while for it to grow on me. It was a concept that I didn't even think I was even gonna consider doing. But now, I'll do it. I don't mind doing it now, whatever the case is. And it's crazy because I've had people come up to me and be like, my man, but you're supposed to be, you're putting out production, you're putting out original tracks, you're doing this, that, and the third. How you go back to that? And the truth of the matter is, I DJ because I love to DJ. At the end of the day, and I can't stress this enough, I'm a DJ first, producer second. I like and enjoy production. I love coming up with my original productions and putting them out, and the excitement that I feel when I sign them to another label and I know that they're going to be released and available for people all over to be able to hear it. And you hope for the best with whatever track you put out, but at the end of the day, nothing feels better to me than to actually DJ. And I enjoy it. So when people tell me that, there have been times when I look at it like, yeah, you're right. But then I realize that, again, I want to DJ. I enjoy DJing. And sometimes the challenge of rocking out for a different type of, stepping out of your comfort zone, so to speak, that challenge sometimes is cool. And I enjoy it. And quite frankly, it pays well. You know what I mean? So I'm not claiming that my productions are going to take me to be, the next, Tiesto or the next whatever. You know what I'm saying? If it happens, then it's a blessing from God and I'm accepted and I'll be happy to take it. But if it doesn't, I'm going to keep doing it anyway. But as far as the DJing, the mobile DJing is fun. I enjoy it. It's cool. I have fun with it. I'm all about rocking out and just doing my thing. It is fun sometimes to be able to go and let's happen to say to drop some 60s joints, with some brand new joints and just mess them up and like they'd be like, yo, well, and catch them off guard and just drop some stuff and have fun. You know what I'm saying? And surprise them. You know what I'm saying? Surprise the invited guests to these events and drop something that they haven't heard in a long time, and then they appreciate the fact that you just dropped it because you dropped it at the right moment. So these are things that, I would honestly say that make DJing fun to me, that make DJing worthwhile to me. So that's why I do it. Am I gonna stop being Stilo Mancia, the producer DJ? Of course not. I'm doing it. I'm gonna be doing this, man, for a long time. I could care less. If I get famous in the process, cool. And if not, then I'm still going to DJ. And if I got to DJ the local bar, so be it. Because I enjoy it. And for those of you that are listening to this and are looking at it like to start DJing, to start getting into this, to start, that you guys haven't done, nothing yet, that you guys are getting ready to step into the DJ world, do this for the right reasons, man. At the end of the day, do this for the right reasons. There's people that do this because all they want to do is just be able to be main stage and so on and so forth, but don't understand where DJing came from or don't understand the concepts of, the challenges that we faced over the years, understanding where technology has originated from and what it's growing to be, understanding that. And do it for the right reasons. Do it for love. I love I love DJing. At the end of the day, if I wasn't allowed to DJ another event, if I wasn't allowed to DJ, the next bar mitzvah, I'm still going to be DJing because this is what I love to do. I love it. You understand that it's just it's a stress reliever for me. It allows me to, leave the hustle and bustle of the daily grind, so to speak, and be able to, engage in something that just allows me to surpass that immediate thought or those immediate issues that might be going on or whatever the case is. And so, yeah, that's why I do it. So when someone tells me like, yo, but you're doing this, that, and the third, yeah, pride can play a factor. Absolutely. Pride can definitely play a factor because you look at it like, man, I ain't trying to be that cheesy dude that we all picture whenever you think of DJing, mobile DJing. But yeah, so now I'm looking at it when I do my thing, I'm not going to be that dude because I'm going to try to hit it from the angle of I'm an experienced club DJ. So I'm going to bring that little bit of element with me and kind of rock out and then give these individuals, for example, these people that come to these parties, a lot of them don't even go to clubs. A lot of them have never been to clubs or not, that's not their scene or whatever the case is. But bring the club to them, so to speak, is the element of what I try to do or what I try to bring to my performance, so to speak. And but yeah, mobile DJing could be fun. Mobile DJing could be productive. Mobile DJing could give you an opportunity to get outside of your comfort zone. Mobile DJing could basically, it can make or break you, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it. It is what it is. You know what I mean? Am I going to still stop being Stilo the artist? Stilo? Of course not. That's still happening. Trust me. And again, if I become famous doing that and one of my tracks becomes huge and so on and so forth, then that blessing is from God and I'm accepted with open arms and I'm going to make it happen and continue to bring that, bring the funk. You feel me? And if not, then I'll just continue to do it, continue to put out music and so on and so forth and continue to DJ regardless of the fact. I know like in the previous episode, I discussed, for example, whether you want to be like a multi-genre DJ, open format DJ, or if you want to just play one particular thing. And you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, if you ask me what my preference is, I prefer to play house music. That's what I prefer. However, I like to explore different things and I like to play with different types of music, and sometimes that can be super fun as well. So yeah, so that's my discussion for today, mobile DJing. For you guys out there, for you guys, brand new guys listening to this, man, would you consider becoming a mobile DJ? Do you see yourself getting into that line of work or turning that into a business and so on and so forth? What are your thoughts? What do you feel? I mean, let me know. Of course, man, make sure that you go ahead and check me out on social media. Check out Stilo Mancia or Bang the Culture. StiloMancia.com, BangTheCulture.com. Check out the merch. We got some new shirts out there, some new hats. So check them out. Let me know what you think. Buy yourself something. And of course, man, check out the links. Check out my stuff. I'm on Spotify, Beatport, etc. Google me. You'll find me. But yeah, man, today's discussion was mobile DJing and my perspective on it and how I look at it versus how I used to look at it. And hopefully this has been helpful in some way, or whatever the case is. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this has been another episode of Feed the Music. It's your main man, Stilo Mancia, and I'll see you next week. See you soon.